Yo, check it. All right, fam, what is up? We are back for another update with Datazero. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been consolidating forever. What is different and what is going to change? We're going to be looking at those signals to look for to see if we're going to make a move to the up or downside. We're going to be going into the nitty-gritty on this video and explaining the technicals on the macro and micro level for AMC and meme stock. You do not want to miss a second of this update. We have bullish and bearish predictions for the meme stocks. We also have an update for SPY that is absolutely fundamental for your understanding of this market, because this market is insane. But let's not waste any more of your precious time and hop in the charts, facts, and data, unlocking the most difficult market of all time.
All right, fam, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY. We're also going to look at Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency market. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. This is your weekly outlook and prediction for stocks and crypto. With that being said, let's go and hop in the charts, facts, and data, showing you what's going on for this week. Now, of course, meme stocks have been consolidating for quite some time. GME and AMC relatively consolidating in an overall range. People are starting to get bored, but that's exactly when you need to be studying and paying attention and or possibly accumulating for that next move. Let's go ahead and dive into the technicals for GME, showing you all what's going on for GME. So GME had broken out of this falling wedge that we had charted here on the channel. We got a nice breakout to the upside. I told you the minimum price target would be that 22.32 level. We did hit that price target for GME stock, coming up to a high of 23.10 before getting a pullback and consolidation. Now, what you're seeing right now is a possible bear flag playing out for GME stock, as you do have this move down, then this algorithmic trading to the upside, and then another move down, retesting this overall channel as resistance. We also have two gap fills to the downside for GameStop, and I think GameStop is going to attempt to fill those gap fills and then make a move to the upside. What I would like to see from GameStop on the more bullish side of things is to see GameStop consolidate along that 22.32 level. Again, this is a key level, and you're going to want to keep watching that number as a GameStop holder. Can GameStop break above that level and use it as support? Because if we do break above that level and use it as support, we can move to our next key level of 25.03. So that's going to be the level that we're looking at next, if we can break above this level and use it as support. But unfortunately, we do have some bearishness here on the short to medium term. You can see here on the 4-hour time frame, we do have red MACD, and then on the weekly time frame, we do have red MACD as well. Now, GameStop has been able to hold above $20 and has multiple buy orders down at these lower levels. So I do believe GameStop is trying to build a floor around that $20 to $18 level. You can see that there's buy orders down there as well, and I believe that this will continue to hold these levels. Now, as far as the fractal is concerned, you can see that we had this potential rally here that was a little bit snuffed out, as I did say we were going to probably move to the upside. They did dump a ton of short shares right here on this rally, using it to move it to the downside. Also, we had dilution, which helped free some liquidity up. So GameStop seeing this move to the downside. If you look at the overall fractal, it does call for more downside as well. Again, I am not bearish on GameStop. GameStop is just a lot more volatile than AMC at this current point in time. So I think we're actually going to see a little bit more downside on GME stock before move to the upside, and I want you to be prepared for that as a GME holder and a follower of this channel. So I just want everyone to be prepared if we do see downside, and I'm going to give you some targets for that level if we do see that. So $20 would be that first level of major support and resistance, and then we also have major support and resistance around $18. If we did come down to those levels, I expect a major bounce to the upside. This is not a bearish downtrend that I believe is going to be happening. I believe that if we did come down, we'd be simply getting liquidity to push back to the upside. Now, if I am wrong about what we're going to see here in GameStop, you would want to see a move to the upside, obviously breaking above that 22.32 level and then using that level as support to push towards $25. If GameStop can manage to do that, that would negate my bearish prediction that I do have for moving to the downside towards at least 22.05 and 21.59. Again, I think we're going to come down and fill these gaps and then get a move back to the upside. In my personal opinion. So this is what I'm looking at for GME. I do think, unfortunately, we are going to have at least one more red week before we move to the upside. I would love to be wrong about this prediction. Do not get it twisted, but I need to tell you the facts as the charts are saying it so you can prepare for whatever move might happen. Now, if I am wrong, what you would want to be looking for bullishness is to hold 2232. If you can hold that level, then we could push to the upside. But in my personal opinion, I see RSI trending down. I see bearishness on the short to medium term, and I see multiple gap fills to the downside. So I think that GameStop is going to come down, fill those gaps, and then get a move back to the upside. You can see last time we got a move back down, we got a rapid push back to the upside, and it did give us liquidity to get a decent move to the upside. You can see overall from the bottom, this was to the high, a 31% move. Absolutely huge opportunities if you are able to get a hold of those dips, and that's why you have to be aware of it and follow the charts and technicals as they do come into play. So this one I'm looking at for GME. Unfortunately, I do think we are going to see one more red week. We want to see liquidity start to dry up on GME. They are absolutely pummeling the stock right now with short shares, 4.1 million short shares on GME stock. You can also see right now cost to borrow is low for GME because of that recent dilution, 0.32% cost to borrow on GME. You can see the shorting on these white volume candles right here absolutely going crazy, and you can see cost to borrow just dropping. Normally when you see this divergence, cost to borrow will eventually spike to the upside. You can see that we had these few wicks right here showing signs of strength. I do think cost to borrow is getting to the point where liquidity is starting to dry up. Again, GME shareholders are going to continue to hold, and that's what allows the liquidity to dry back up. People buying and holding, the people that are holding the line and the people that are buying. Without the apes, this literally would not be possible, and these plays would be done after the first line of dilution. But because the apes refuse to sell, because we diamond hand this thing to the end, zero or MOAS, you can see liquidity starts to dry back up. And similar to AMC, when we got dilution, we had low cost to borrow. The cost to borrow will start to rise again. Now, speaking of AMC cost to borrow is sitting at 1.94%, getting a move to the downside after a decent rally up. They are taking advantage of this. You can see short volume is increasing, so they are shorting a decent amount on AMC stock, including on Friday, trying to stop the rally that we've seen at the end of the day. Now, as far as AMC short shares available to borrow, they have 1.4 million short shares available to short, according to Fintel, at 15.46% short interest, and GameStop short interest is sitting at 9.77%. So that's the fundamental data right there. And again, you want to watch cost to borrow for the meme stocks. It lets you know what's going on with liquidity and what's going on in the background to peer in behind the curtains and see what's actually going on. It lets us know what's going on with liquidity, and it lets us know how many shares we're going to have to deal with and the bearish pressure that we could potentially see on the meme stock. So this is what I'm looking at for GME based off of the technicals and fundamentals. Unfortunately, I do think we're going to see a little bit more downside coming down because we were not able to use this level as support and then come down and use some of these lower levels. Like I said, 2101 is a level of support. We have these two gap fills here, also $20 and $18 as well. We do have a gap fill here at this very, very low end at 1751 to about 1769. That could come into play, and we did come down and test it here in after hours, technically testing it but not filling it. You have to do it during market hours. That could come into play, but I don't think GameStop's going to be breaking under $20 in my personal opinion. I think we're going to come down, test some of these lower levels, and then move to the upside to break above this $22.32 level and then start heading towards that $25 level. Now, if I'm wrong, what you're going to see is a break above $22.32. And again, I like to tell you what's going to happen if I'm wrong based off the charts, facts, and data. What we're looking for to be bullish is a break above $22.32, using that level as support, and then that could send us up towards that $25 range. So this one I'm looking at for GME. Unfortunately, I do think we're going to see another red week based off of the technicals that I am looking at right now. So let's go ahead and look into AMC, show you what's going on with AMC based off the charts, facts, and data. I just gave y'all the fundamental data. AMC got a nice push to the upside here on Friday, getting back above that key critical level of 502. Again, because of the consolidation, it's been extremely boring. It's been extremely boring, and some of this information is going to be repetitive. But if you zoom out and look at what's really going on for both of the meme stocks, they are starting to trend up, in my personal opinion. Again, GameStop is bullish when you zoom out because you have this breakout of this falling wedge. You have an overall uptrend after the breakout of the falling wedge. You're starting to get green technicals on the macro time frame. If you go ahead and look at the monthly MACD is green. We are also seeing OBV hitting all-time highs and higher, so more people are buying and holding. Again, I believe that we are setting up for a potential move or rally to the upside on the macro. I believe both AMC and GME are going to start to trend to the upside. And if you look at AMC, we also have bullish technicals as well. You can remember the last time we had a major push to the upside, we consolidated for 1 to 3 months with a red month, then a green month, and then a red month. If you go ahead and zoom into current price action, you can see that we had that big rally to the upside. Then we had a red month, a green month, and now we had another red month. What if the month of September coming up is a massive green month like we've seen here for the major run up? Like we've seen here, we pushed to the upside, we consolidated, had that red month, green month, red month. What if we get a huge move to the upside? I'm thinking it could happen. We also have green monthly MACD, green monthly MACD. You can see that's the same setup we had here. And if you go ahead and look, we also have a similar setup on the weekly MACD as well. Green weekly MACD, that's the same thing we had with a weekly buy signal, ladies and gentlemen. There are a massive amount of bullish macro signals signing and signaling off right now for AMC stock. You can see that we had that same weekly buy signal last time we had a major move. So if there is a time where something could happen, it is moving from now into the future, ladies and gentlemen. I did not say this to hype you up. I'm saying this based off of the charts. Look at it with your eyes. Look at what you're seeing. The exact same setup. So if something could happen, it has to be around now, moving into the future. And I will let you know if the setup does break or the pattern does break or anything like that. So make sure you tune in and subscribe, and because I will keep it 100 with you guys and tell you exactly what I think. Now, we also have some things going on the daily time frame as well. You can see that the moving average, okay, so we broke above the moving average. And I want to point out, I'm not saying that I'm bearish on GameStop. I know I might have sounded overly bearish on GameStop, but you can see that GameStop's well above its 200 moving average. It's done all of this stuff. It has a golden cross. It's done all of this stuff. GameStop is further ahead on the macro than AMC. AMC just has a little bit more bullish setup right now as far as I am concerned based off the charts, and the range that it's moving is not as much. GameStop's moving from about $20 to $30. AMC's moving from like $550 to $450, and so the range is much smaller. So that's why I said earlier GameStop is much more volatile. But coming back into what we were saying here, you can see that the golden cross here on AMC stock is happened. Okay, you can see that we just got a golden cross, 50 moving average marked here in yellow, or gold crossing over the 200 moving average marked here in white. Also using the 200 moving average as support on the daily time frame. We did that here on Friday. That is bullish. If we can break above this 50 moving average on the daily time frame sitting at 505, that's when AMC can really start to move. Also, what I'm looking for AMC to determine if we are going to see a push to the upside is that green daily MACD. You can see that we're still in the overall bear phase on the daily time frame. You can see that we've actually been in daily MACD red for quite some time. I want to see that turn bullish. If we see that turn bullish, that's going to be a major sign. Also, another key that we're looking for to signal if this thing is going to make a move or do something is volume. If we start to see volume come in, that's going to let us know right away that, hey, something could potentially be going down, and volume will come out of nowhere. Now, if you go ahead and look at what's going on with the fractal for AMC stock, you can see that we had this move to the upside. This is the same fractal from 2021, and look at all of the things that are aligning. I'm not trying to put ideas in your head. Just literally look at what's happening on the charts. The same bullish signals, same bullish technicals, also bullish fundamentals for both GME and AMC. GME sitting on a ton of cash, AMC doing much better in the box office. Just at that video recently where I went to my local AMC, it was absolutely popping, and this was 4 to 3 weeks after Deadpool got released, and it was still popping off. So you can see here, back to the technicals in the charts, you can see that we have this fractal from the 2021 setup. You can see that we had that push to the upside, then this consolidation phase. You can see that we're having that same consolidation phase now. We had this overall rally, and I think what happened is it took a lot more time than we thought it was going to take. The setup looked a lot more bullish, but I think that the last time we consolidated for 3 months, I think we need to consolidate for 3 months the same way. So we are in that consolidation phase. I believe that this rally was the same as this rally here, and I believe that this overall setup is still in play. So what I'm looking for is like a bull flag setup here, breaking above $6. That would be a signal as well, and then a push to the upside. So those are all things that you can try to look for as an AMC holder if this thing's going to move. Volume, green daily MACD, breaking above and holding $6 as support. Now, as far as what we could see here on Monday, I'm expecting AMC to consolidate. So I'm expecting AMC to consolidate, then probably have a move back to the downside, retesting that 502, and then using that as support. If we can confirm that 502 level as support, you should start to see a move to the upside. But again, volume's been extremely low. Volatility's been extremely low. So it's not going to happen, and you're not going to see a move until you see it. Either way, AMC is setting up for something huge. It's going to be a big move down or a big move up. Now, all of the technicals are saying it's going to be a move up. Obviously, I have a bullish bias, and I see all the things going on right now. This is what I'm telling you based off the charts, facts, and data. Again, AMC is setting up for a huge move. Have no doubt about it. It will be a big move down or a big move up. I believe we're going to see a big push to the upside coming towards the gap fill. So if we can use that 502 level as support, you could see a push to the upside. We want to break above 505. That's what I want to see on Monday, confirming that level as support. If we see volume start to come in, that's when the volatility can really start to come back. Right now, volume is extremely low. Volatility is low, and it's coiling up like a spring, basically just coiling up, consolidating. I believe that this is an overall accumulation range. The fact that we'll be above the 200 moving average, that means we don't have that roof over our head. So if we do break above these higher levels now, so if we get to 525, 550, $6, we don't have the 200 moving average being a roof over our head, and we could actually start to fly. So this is why I'm bullish on AMC stock. This is why I'm bullish long-term on GME stock. I believe that both of the meme stocks are trending up. I think that AMC is going to have a green week. I called a green week last week for AMC stock. You can see that we got that green week here. We got the green weekly candle. Unfortunately, I did call for a green week for GameStop, but we did get that red week. I think that we're going to see another red week for GME stock. Let's go ahead and move into SPY and then Bitcoin and then wrap up this video. So SPY, I think SPY is going to start to top out in my personal opinion. Now, I'm going to tell you what could happen if I'm wrong based off of the technicals, but I'm going to tell you why I believe what I believe and based off the charts, the facts, and data. So you can see here that SPY got this move to the upside. I had this overall fractal for SPY tracking this channel that we tracked with all last week, doing amazing last week with SPY. So SPY on point last week. We want to see if we can nail it again this week. So you can see that SPY had this nice level of support right here, pushed to the upside, and then got above this major level of support. I think SPY is going to come up for a retest of the all-time high levels, but I think it is going to get rejected. I think it's going to get rejected and move to the downside. You can see that RSI has bearish divergence, price trending up, RSI starting to trend down. You can even see that here on some of the smaller time frames as well. Price trending up, RSI starting to trend down, kind of getting a little bit of correction here on some of the smaller time frames, but still forming overall bearish divergence. Also, RSI extremely overbought. You can see it's at 66 right here on the 4-hour time frame. So there's little to no room to run here on SPY, and that's why I'll explain if we do break that level of 56506, what will happen if I am wrong. But I think we will reject from that level from 56506, moving to the downside. I think we're going to come up and test it. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I think we're going to come up and test it. I'm moving this live on the video now. It's not a live, but it's on the video, and I will leave it. But I think we're going to come up, push for that level, and then get rejected back to the downside. Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, what you'll see is coming up using that level as support and then a big push to the upside, which would leave a rally to like 570 or 575. So it would be a decent push. But if we got that push, I'm going to tell you what I think based off the technicals and the charts. I think that we would start to come back down in a big way. Why? Because you can see we're starting to form bearish divergence here on the weekly time frame. RSI making lower highs while price making higher highs. Also, you can see that RSI is sitting at 93 here on the weekly time frame. So again, you're running into that problem of little to no room to run here on SPY, and the market is completely overbought. Also, I feel like a lot of the top traders and top analysts are calling out this trade. If you look, IWM is starting to outperform the NASDAQ. Why? Because people are starting to rotate out of stocks like NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft. They're rotating out of these tech stocks, and I've talked about this a few weeks ago. Again, this is a process that takes time, but the top traders and analysts are noticing this and watching this trade as smart money starts to rotate out of the bigger mega cap stocks and move into the smaller mid cap stocks. Why are they doing this? Because the rates are going to potentially get cut here around September or the end of the year based off what we heard at Jackson Hole from the Fed, and people are noticing that. And this would be extremely good for AMC GME stock, as a more risk on environment would be good for the mid cap and small cap stocks, and it would also be good for Bitcoin as well. That's why you've seen Bitcoin rally. But this is why you're also seeing IWM absolutely rip to the upside as people start to rotate into a more risk on environment because the rates are coming down. Even if we did move into a recession or a depressionary type environment, I still believe that Bitcoin would do good, and I still believe that this trade is valid. Now, normally what happens after the rates get cut, and this is looking forward, normally what happens is you do move into a recessionary or depressionary time after the rates get cut. Also, when unemployment starts to go up, and I've been talking about this on the macro, but right now there is a potential trade of looking at the small and mid cap stocks, as there is a rotation of big money out of the mega cap stocks into the smaller and mid cap stocks. That's why you're seeing IWM outperform the overall NASDAQ, in my personal opinion, and you're starting to see again a lot of overboughtness in these bigger mid cap stocks, and the smaller mid cap stocks are down to all-time lows or near all-time lows. And you can look at small and mid cap stocks, most of them are near or at all-time lows. So this is just a way for smart money to turn profit into more profit. And again, this would benefit GME, AMC, Bitcoin, and then obviously other small and mid cap stocks. But I think SPY overall is going to be rejecting from that overall all-time high level. I think SPY is going to be having a red week, in my personal opinion. I could be very, very wrong, because if you did break that all-time high level and use it as support, you would see a big push to the upside, and you would be able to definitely get a green week. But if we did get that push to the upside, I think we would see a major snap to the downside based off of the reasons that I just explained in this video. Now, what you're looking for to confirm all of this is, do we break and hold 565 and use that level of support? What you would be looking for is price to make a clean break above it, coming back down, using it as support, and then starting to move away, and that would confirm that that level was indeed support. What I believe that we're going to see is the level come up to that level and then reject away from it, using it as resistance, in my personal opinion. Maybe going slightly above it, but I think we're going to have a pullback to the downside. It looks like a basic euphoria complacency rally right now. If you look at market psychology, it basically looks like a euphoria rally, in my personal opinion. So you have that move up, and then you have that complacency stage where people say we just need to cool off before the next rally. I think the bubble is slowly starting to pop, and people are rotating into the smaller and mid cap stocks, in my personal opinion. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY. Overall red week, in my personal opinion. Let's go ahead and move into Bitcoin. That's what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall market. So Bitcoin, BTC had a nice move to the upside after the rates are potentially getting cut after what we got from Jackson Hole. You can see Bitcoin made a nice move up towards 65K. You want to see Bitcoin break 65.6K. That's its next major level. After it used 61.3K, which I told you if we use that as support, we could be bullish. It got a big push to the upside. You can see we came up, confirmed that level of support, got a big push to the upside. We're starting to flip around some of those bearish signals. You can see that we're probably going to get another golden cross if we can remain above these levels. Also, in the macro, when in doubt, zoom out. Bitcoin has a massive, massive, massive bull flag. So I think Bitcoin is setting up for another move to the upside. I think that we did get some fake outs to the downside, but overall, I think Bitcoin's building a floor around these levels, and then we're going to see a push to the upside towards 85K, 75K, around that range. after we break out of this overall bull flag setup. How long will that take? I don't know. We could come up and reject from this level and have to consolidate. Things to look for if it were going bearish would be a break above below this overall sloping support and resistance. You would have to tune in because those levels do change because it's a sloping support and resistance. But you could also look at the major level of about 60K. If we hold 60,000, we do remain bullish. If we can get above 65.6K, then the next major level of support would be that 69.2K level, and things start to get pretty crazy up there because that's where the bull flag would start to lead to a breakout. If we can break above this overall sloping support and resistance up here, you would see a nice move to the upside for BTC if we could confirm that as support and fulfill this overall bull flag. You can see that we still have red weekly MACD, so I think we'll still see a little bit more consolidation. But I think that Bitcoin is setting up for this move. You can see this overall double bottom type shape right here. Again, it looks like it's building a floor in my personal opinion. And it looks like we're going to get a risk on environment that could send BTC to the upside. And that would also be very, very good for altcoins. And if Bitcoin made another move to the upside, I think we could get that altcoin season, especially in a lower rate environment / risk on environment. Altcoins would definitely perform well in my personal opinion. I think Bitcoin needs to see another move up before altcoins really pop off and you get that crazy altcoin season that we all are looking for. Now, some altcoins and meme coins did go crazy last year and this year, but it still wasn't that crazy euphoric altcoin season that we are used to here in the crypto world. I think Bitcoin dominance is extremely high. I think Bitcoin is bullish overall, and I think that it is going to continue its overall trend to the upside. In my personal opinion, I'm extremely bullish on BTC, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies as it turns into an overall crypto industry as the overall market starts to develop. So I am bullish on BTC, Ethereum, and those assets. This was the weekly outlook and prediction. I appreciate it if you watch the end of this video to see it in its entire context. If you want to support the channel in a different way, you can check out the merch store link down in the comment section and description below. We have some Battle of 502 shirts. We're always making new drops. Again, Battle of 502 because this consolidation has left the apes battered and bruised, but we continue to diamond hand this thing to MOAS or zero, and that is why the line continues to be held. If you found this video informative, leave a like and a comment down below. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.
All right, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this. I appreciate you if you watch the end of the video to see it in its entire context. And again, if you want to support the channel in a different way, all you have to do is check out the merch store, or you could drop into the lives. And I appreciate each and every one of you of watching. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.